this is like the reason we're bringing this up now is because it's not just like fans in general, but Manchester United fans also have a tendency to keep blaming the current manager and the current players at the club. And 100% they're not doing well. I am not at all, like not looking at that or not acknowledging that. They should be doing a lot better. But for a decade worth of failures at this club, the common denominator has been the Glazers. And you have to really look into what they've done to the club to understand that when we were winning with the Glazers, we're not winning with them. We're winning in spite of the Glazers. So as you said, Po, 2003 is when they bought the first minority stake at the club. In about 2005, I believe, that is when they took the majority stake of the club. And they increased that shareholding to about 98% or whatever. The way they did that, and I mean, okay, like I'm not going to get too much into finances, but you guys who are listening, you tell me if it's fair, okay? You take a loan. Like I want to buy Manchester United today, okay? I don't have the money. I'm going to take the loan, right? I go to the bank. I'm like, bro, I need like around 600 million from you to buy this club. Bank's like, okay, fine. They give me the money. That money I'm now transferring to the club. Meaning that, oh, I took the loan, but I don't have to pay you back. The club is going to pay you back now. Which is called a leverage buyout. Which is absolutely horrible business practice. And today, in fact, there are rules in place which stop the clubs from being bought like this. And that debt, which was 600 million at that time, ballooned up to 730 million, went back down to about 380 million, and then after COVID, it again shot back up. It's 550 million.
Wow.
So this is almost 20 years ago, we have taken this heavy amount of loan, and the debt at the club is almost the exact same. Despite us paying how much? More than 170 million in interest. Now,
it comes up to, I think, about 35 to 40 million a year in interest.
Correct. And the important thing about that is that they have allowed the interest rates to keep rising continuously. The interest rates like 18%. So the amount we're paying per year is increasing year after year after year after year in a time when the transfer fees are also inflating, the wage fees are also inflating. How are we going to pay this off? Right? So that is like one thing which the Glazers have done. On top of that, they have been taking out dividends from the club just by being owners. We are literally paying the Glazers to own us. And they have collected about 165 million just from dividends, bro.
So same as what interest you've paid to the bank, you've paid the same amount of money to the Glazers also.
Yeah. Just for the pleasure, the honor of them owning Manchester United. And it
makes sense.
So
it doesn't make sense, but still.
No, but all of this would be fine if they actually were dedicated to bringing this club to actual success, which they aren't. So all of this money which they're taking, that's all they care about. They don't care about actually running the club the way a proper club should be run, a proper football club should be run. This Ed Woodward was basically an investment banker who helped them a lot during this whole takeover process and financing the operation. He's a finance guy. He got put in charge of the biggest club in the world, the most successful club in England, to continue, the great streak of success which we've been having. The guy knows absolutely nothing about football. And I'm not exaggerating. He is just an American investment banker. You pick up a random American investment banker today and tell him to run a football club. What do you think is going to happen? So these are the reasons why the club is not good. Yes, fine. Like Ten Hag was not that good. Yes, fine. Our players are shit. Yes, fine. Mourinho, Louis van Gaal. I agree. Yes, our recruitment has been shit. Our scouting has been shit. Completely agree. But where is that coming from? It's coming from these guys.
So just to add to that point, right? As a business, if you look at it, if there are certain practices that you are not doing well today, those repercussions are not going to come today. It is going to come 10-15 years down the line.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Manchester United as a team and as a business has gotten rotten to the core. Okay? It's rotten from the inside. These are not the effects of, say, an Erik Ten Hag, say, a Ruben Amorims. These are the effects of what has been going on since 2005, where you are not actively looking to build success on the pitch, but you are still doing enough to have that commercial brand name and that the broadcasting revenue that is coming in. I would say the Glazers were very lucky or very prudent to invest into Manchester United back in 2005 because they saw the potential commercial value of what Manchester United can bring in terms of just personal wealth. And they've been extracting the most of that. So now today, when I meet a lot of United fans, and I have to say this on air, that I think United fans are the most toxic fan group that I have met.
Absolutely.
Like they are. Like 90% of them are.
No, but most football fan groups and any person associated with a football club, and when they get together in a huge group, they do turn
No,
toxic.
but you also have to take into context, right, Po? Like, I'm understanding that these are the repercussions of actions that were taken in maybe 10-15 years ago. I'm not going to blame a single player or a manager in the current position today for how shit we've been over the past few years.
Okay, I'll get to that because that's what I wanted to
See,
talk about next. I
you.
think they do have a say in it, and
I'll give you a very simple example.
The onus is on them now to change it. It's
Correct.
Not, the management will not get into changing it.
100% agree. 100% agree, okay? Let's take example of why Erik Ten Hag went to shit. And I'm not talking about his playing style at all. What I want to focus on is the recruitment during Ten Hag's time. Okay, and a lot of money has been spent. Even in his last season, before he left, I think about 200-250 million before he got sacked. A lot of money has been spent. Why has that money been spent on which players has it been spent on is important. So he has gone and gotten Anthony, who he's played with before. He was heavily targeting De Jong, who he's played with before. He went for Onana, who I think he's seen before in a rival club. Now, what pattern does this show to you? It shows you that the recruitment behind the scenes at Manchester United is so bad that they're not able to give Ten Hag options for players that he can bring in. So what he's had to do is, through his own experience, through his own observations, he's gone and said, okay, maybe Anthony could be a good fit for Manchester United. What have the club done then? They could have gotten Anthony 2 months before he was signed for 40 million.
Yeah.
They've paid 80 million because Ajax knew that they are desperate. And United have agreed to that. What have they done with Onana? They've paid an absurd amount of money. Onana has signed for Inter Milan 1 year before on a free transfer. Right? I don't blame Ten Hag for this. I don't know why a lot of fans blame Ten Hag for this. The reason is that the recruitment team just did not have enough data to support what Ten Hag required, and he just had to go back to things that he already knew.